This video was sponsored by Enhance, Elbilmek, a better road planner, Kempower and bilkomponenter. Yo, what's up? Today I'm going to be testing yet another poor man's car. This is Citroen e-C3 Aircross. It's supposed to be inexpensive. Well, it is. At least the base one is less than 300k. Not sure exactly how much this is, but yeah, I'll be doing 1,000 kilometer challenge. We have 45 kilowatt hour battery only, but it takes 100 kilowatt. But not sure how flat the charging curve be. Might not be the most efficient car out there. I will actually be testing the regular e-C3 also later this week, but then it will be rainy, so I decided to do 1,000 kilometer challenge with the big car. So yeah, this is yet another car from Stellantis platform, and man, it is basic in many ways, but well, I can show you guys in the back. Well, at least we have 5 seats, right? And a fairly big trunk. Aircross, yeah, look at that. That you can open up here for more space. So I was surprised how much space we have here. I went with a family today to the shopping mall. Well, I have to make sure to close this properly, because if it doesn't close properly, then the car won't lock. Let me see if I can replicate that error. Okay, now it locks. Okay, alles gut. But then earlier when I didn't close it properly, just did this. Okay, I might actually close properly now. Okay, it did it now, but the rear hatch tends to not close properly, and then it won't lock, but okay. But look here. So, I mean, we have okay interior, right? But here's the key fob. And then you need to do this. I'm gonna cut you off. No, but you have to do this. And also the strange thing is that there is a trip meter here. Or I mean, well, distance at least. And then you, just like in other Stellantis cars, you use this button here to change the trip meter, right? But here is like a ID7 style instrument cluster. It's small, but when I cycle here, first of all, it has this annoying animation, so it goes slow. But I tried to press and hold, then you just reset it. And then I tried everything. I tried the buttons here. These are for radio stuff, for FM radio, you know. I tried everywhere, and I cannot find out how to show consumption. And then when I ask Bertelsten, which is the importer of Citroen, they say that they claim that the current software here does not show you consumption. I mean, what the fuck, man? Well, okay, but I can go on the left steering wheel and I can it's not very intuitive, these Stellantis cars. You go here, you go to user settings, and you go to you go to units. And you will see that, well, sorry, maybe you cannot read it well. You can show kilowatt hour per 100 kilometer, but where is it shown? I cannot find it. So, and also another strange thing is you can go to language here. You can set it to dansk, språk. Okay, so now it is in Danish, but then this is still English. And if you go here and you go to General and you go language, there is a separate language here and here. Why? I think it's because this system is made from a different student group than this system. They live their separate lives. And also, the software in the Stellantis platform, I mean, I'm trying to be honest here. I tested the ID software, I tested Tesla, the Chinese car, the BYD, NIO, you know, Audi, BMW, and then I come here, and I'm like, what the heck is this shit? You have radio, navigation, you go to navigation, okay, agree. You have this, you have a menu there, Driver assist. Oh, okay. Routes. Okay. Okay. Go home. No. Home there. Okay. Where are the car settings? Probably under here. Right? No, I had to go back. Where was the car setting again? General. What was it? Home? No. Okay, whatever. This is some of the worst software I've seen. I think it even beat some of the Chinese cars. But whatever. We're gonna go do the preparation and then off we go. We are on the move. The starting time was 22:30 and we just entered the motorway. I live quite close to the motorway. Wait, we are already at 97%. How did I spend 3% just getting here? What the heck is going on here? Not only that, but I noticed that the screen was a bit too bright, so I went into the setting here and adjusted the brightness. But then I found out that the brightness here is not linked to the brightness there. There's a different setting there. Double face palm. And also, yeah, there is no auto brightness here. I mean, come on. I know this is a poor man's car, but other poor man's cars like an ID3 or an MG4, they have way better software than this. We are now at Svinesund, and this is crazy. We have to stop here because we're down to 17%. If you proceed beyond this point, it's too far for the next charger. And we have done only 145 kilometers. Wait, huh? This car underreports distance by a lot. But look at GOM here. Oh, we had 21 kilometers of range left. We must stop here. But also there are some detours. We have to deduct some time. There are several detours because of slow, because of roadworks. But yeah, so this is strange, but let's plug it in after 150 kilometers. We are now at Shell Svinesund, and yes, I had to deduct 1 minute because I started charging. And then I cleaned the windscreen, and then I wanted to wipe with the wiper. And as soon as you start the car, the charging was interrupted. So I was like, huh? I need to test this and verify again once we are finished with the charging session, and then we'll start the car again. By starting the car, do you actually interrupt the charging session? There. But we're taking 79 kilowatt. Wait, we did get 90 initially, now 79. What? Wait, what happened to the 100 kilowatt we're supposed to get? This is gonna be a long night. Oh shit. And here is the charging screen. It shows you nothing. It just shows you that you have 32% and that you will finish charging in 1 hour and 5 minutes. If I try to twist the key, then we might stop the charging. But okay, let me go to the gas station and over to something more positive. Oh shit! We're at 61% and we're taking only 46 kilowatt. It dropped not too long ago. Okay, that's it. We have to leave now. Let's test if the starting of the car will end the charging session or not. 62%. Charging interrupted. Seriously? Seriously? It's like a Zoe. It's like a Zoe. Are you for real? The charging stopped. This is unbelievable. Okay, let's go. We are now in Sweden, and we had 2 detours. One was quite long because of closed road. So I did all the calculation, and I found out that we drove 3 kilometers extra distance, and that the total day was 10 minutes. But because of the extra distance and so on, we counted as 8 minutes delay. So yeah, I think that's fair. So now we just have to hammer it. Yeah, also to figure out that this car underreports distance by 2.4%. Okay, but we still don't know. I mean, whatever consumption numbers you see is actually based on the 44 kilowatt hour net capacity and the percent I spend on each leg. So yeah, that's the best we can do so far. Holy macaroni. I just realized we have no adaptive cruise control. We just have dumb cruise control. This is a true pro man's car. But not only that, but if we look here, the navigation is strange. If I do this, okay, if I pan it to the way I want it, this is also a strange thing. We have to stop already after driving around 40 kilometers because if we don't stop here, we skip, then it's too long gap to go to the next charger. But see, now it goes to this view, which is really weird. But I figured out that it is because you do this, and then if you do this, then this kind of makes sense. But it's a weird thing. And then what is this black line there? This is the worst navigation I've seen by far. It's even worse than the Chinese cars. But I heard in a live stream that this is based on Tata Tech, the Indian brand. Yeah, okay, so now I learned that there is even something worse than the Stellantis platform and the Stellantis software and the Chinese cars, which is the Indian cars. Wow. We are now at the supercharger getting 71 kilowatt. Okay. So I need to charge to 58% or something until it drops to 45 kilowatt again. And then I can drive around 60-ish kilometers. So hopefully I can reach Becquerel from here, right? But, I mean, this is crazy because with this car, I can drive only around, I don't know, 60, maybe 60, 70 kilometers between each charge. The classic Ioniq, which has almost half the battery, can drive around 100 kilometers between each charge. Okay, but I need to sit down and calculate now how thirsty this car is. But okay, there's nothing to do here. This is just Tanning Shopping Center. I never come here usually, but they have V2 supercharger. And fortunately, it works on this this e-C3. So yeah, there was one guy in the live stream. He said it's pointless to test this car because it's a city car. Well, the Inster managed to go 1,000 kilometers without any problems, and also the Volkswagen ID3, which is also a city car, 55 kilowatt hour battery, did 1,000 kilometer challenge no problem. So this car should also be able to do it. You cannot expect it to only go around city. I mean, it cost almost 300k. So you should be able to take the family on a long trip, right? Or maybe not. Wait, I just calculated that we spend 299 watt hour per kilometer on the last leg. Holy macaroni, that is high. I would expect maybe 250 watt hour per kilometer because it's not that cold right now. Should we slow down? But okay, so I calculated that even when we hammer like this, we consume around 335 to 40-ish kilowatt. And that is way lower than we are charging. Yeah, 67 kilowatt now. So the general rule of thumb is that as long as you're consuming way less than you're charging, then it still pays off to hammer it. We're just unlucky with the area around here because there's an empty slot without any charger. So from here we should be able to nail the charging stops better. But yeah, it's going to throttle soon. Once it hits 58%, we'll drop to 46 kilowatt again, and then it's time to leave. There. Yeah, it throttles at 58% every time. Okay, well, Let's pack and leave. Okay, so based on the charging session now, we added 34% to the battery, and then the report here says 16 kilowatt hour delivered, but you know that there are some losses because the battery heats up and also the cooling was running. So if you assume 10% loss, then we should have, and also if we assume that the state of charge scale is linear, we should have around 42 kilowatt hour net capacity. If there's only 8% loss, then we are close to 44 kilowatt hour net capacity. So it means that the high consumption is true then. It's 7 degrees outside. Shouldn't be that high, right? We're not driving a Hongxi, we're driving e-C3. We test the high beams. Ooh! Well, at least the high beam seems to be okay. We are now at Ljungskile, and we did drive over 60 kilometers, actually roughly 70 kilometers, so that's good news. What is not so good news is that we're using the Kempower charger, and okay, the car doesn't show me any charging information, it's that primitive, but Kempower shows me that I'm getting 67 kilowatt already from the start. It's just a okay, well, it's a bit cryptic here, svenska, okay, English. It's just vehicle limits. So it's not that the Kempower doesn't supply enough power, but we are suddenly limited to 67 kilowatt. Are we cold gating? Are we rapid gating? Most likely not rapid gating, because I'm gonna check here. Earlier, I would hear the cooling quite loud. Well, I mean, we have some fan now, but it's not from the car, it's from the Kempower. Let me see, and this is pretty cool. You can see, it's like an Easter egg. You can see which power modules are active. They are blue. Wait, it's supposed to be another one, right? How does this work? Each power module is 25 kilowatt. I'm not using 50 kilowatt, I'm using 75, right? Okay, whatever. But I need to go to the restroom and so on, and then come back and see how the status is. Okay, back in the car, and this screen is way too bright, even though I set it at the lowest brightness. But normally with other cars, when I do 1,000 kilometer challenge, I will show in this screen here where I'm gonna go next, blah blah. I cannot do it here. Well, actually, I'm gonna test soon to start the car without pushing the brake. Maybe that will not interrupt the charging. But okay, yeah, I think we are almost good to go. We're gonna go for 58% or something, or yeah, 60-ish%. I don't want to camp on 46 kilowatt too long. But if my calculations are correct, on the last leg here, we didn't consume 300 watt-hour per kilometer. We consume 330 watt-hour per kilometer. Holy macaroni, this car is thirsty. Well, the cooling is running now. And it's not rapid gating or cold gating. It just doesn't charge that fast. But yeah, I found also an easy way to calculate. You take percent, multiply by 1.33, and that is the kilometers you get from it. So right now we are at 55%. Oh, can you see it there? So we're about to throttle, and then we'll see. There, 60%. Let me try to start the car. No, I forgot. I need to bring out the key. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna try to start the car without pushing the brakes. See what happens. Wait. Can't see in the dark. There. Okay. Charging interrupted. Okay, that didn't work. Yeah, just verifying that it did actually stop. Yeah. So based on this charging session, we have around 63 kilowatt charging speed. That's on par with what we're seeing on the screen. But the net capacity, if we assume 8% losses, seems to be a 42 kilowatt hour. And I wonder if that's what I also had in the previous session. Yeah, I'm not sure, entirely sure. But in that case, it means that the consumption wasn't 330, it was around 315. I mean, it's still high, but remember that this car has a drag coefficient of 0.307. That is staggering high. Some bulky cars like Fat e-Tron has 0.28, 0.29 from what I remember. Also some of the Korean cars like e-Niro, so higher than 0.3. That's bad. Yeah, we don't have that much wind today, and it's 9 degrees Celsius, but poor aerodynamics kills it. But okay, still, based on what I've seen now, because the charging speed is relatively high, still means that it pays off to hammer it. We don't want to go too slow. So, but also I realized that the Hyundai Inster is actually performing better than this Citroen, because Inster has a flatter curve. It can maintain around 75 kilowatts, and it doesn't seem to be that thirsty. So wow, does that mean that it will be slower than Inster? Is this going to be a 12-hour run? Let's find out. Okay, we are now at the turnaround point, Konghalla. And man, this car is so thirsty. Aircross, Aircross, yes, Papa. Drinking juice, no, Papa. Telling lies, no, Papa. Open your canvas, ha ha ha. Oh shit. Look at that. This is another bug. I heard about it from one of my followers. The blind spot warning will just phantom warn me. And it usually happens when there is a car we are approaching, we are left lane approaching, so, and then it will just blink like this until we pass the truck. Okay, let me see. Yeah, now that we get closer to the truck, then it stops the phantom blinking. What happens if I hug the left lane afterwards, like a true Audi driver? Okay, then it's no wait, huh? Wait. So as long as I'm in the left lane, then it just phantom blinks at me. What if I move over to the right lane? Then it stops. What if I move back to the left lane? Then it goes. What? Really? Okay, so it had nothing to do with the truck in front. At least we figure out that. Just that it's like an Audi driver thing. Like no, get back to the right lane. Okay. I'll get back to the right lane then. All right. And just stop blinking at me. This car is unbelievable, man. We are now at Ioniq Spekkerud, and now we get 89 kilowatt. Why didn't we get that earlier at the Kempower? I don't know, maybe because the Ioniq, they give you premium juice. I actually have no good explanation, because okay, I tried car scanner. There is a profile for the Stellantis platform. I tried that. I tried the other Stellantis platform for the E5008, whatever. It didn't work. Some guy in the live stream said try the Tata profile. I tried that. Also didn't work. So it's a big black box. I don't know what kind of battery temperature we're operating at. Whatever canvas data we can find, I have no idea what's going on. It's just lots of guesswork now, but I mean, I've tested so many cars, I can still figure out a lot by known variables like distance and whatever the charger reports of kilowatt hour delivered, and also the typical charging loss we have and the cooling going on. So we try to break it anyway, right? At Spekkerud. All right, but then wait, how long do we keep this speed then? Huh? Look at this. It's still charging fast. Wow. Maybe I should stick to Ioniq from now on. Okay, I'm gonna try to jump over to Strømstad, but that's 107 kilometers away. No, 118 kilometers away. That's too far for this battery. We just finished charging and I'm trying to start the car. Why is it not starting? Come on, we are on a challenge here. I could be with my family and kid. Huh? Did I use the wrong key? No. Det är jävla startspärre på den fanskapen här. I cannot start the car. Lock. Unlock. Dude, I'm stuck. Hilfe! Hilfe! I need to get back to my family. The heck, man? Come on, can we just get out of here, please? There's no other. Some cars, they might have an emergency key in case the primary key doesn't work. Well, here, this is the emergency key. The heck am I supposed to start now? What, hello? Hello? Anyone home? No? Car's kaput. What do you do now, huh? Wait, reset the 12 volt? Wait, seriously? How are we supposed to open the hood? Is it open? The hood won't open. You know, I'm not trying to make this up, right? It just happened to me. I mean, seriously, I'm trying to get back home to Jessheim by 7 in 4 hours because, yeah, my daughter is asleep now and I want to bring her to the kindergarten tomorrow morning. I heard that maybe it helps to lock the car and let it sleep for a bit. Wait, where's the keys inside? Oh, shit. Yeah, I left the key in here. Oh, shit, noob. Okay. Right, maybe we lock the car. The car won't lock because I didn't close the door properly. Lock the car. I mean, the car is locked, but the cabin light is still on. Okay, whatever, but I think you're supposed to just lock the car like this. We have to treat it like a Chinese car and then wait. But this is not deductible time because if there's a fault with the car, then there's a fault, right? But yeah, so now I just have to get in position with the car in the background. And this is not clickbait. It is for real. Oh, what the heck is this shit, man? Seriously, it must be the worst car ever tested in 2025. Okay, let's try again. Let the car rest for a couple of minutes. Oh yeah, it's on. What? Did everything reset? Why is it suddenly playing music here? Wait. Turn on the music, please. Okay, but at least we're back in the game. We lost, well, we could deduct 6 minutes. Yeah, look at this. We're at 48% and we have 53 kilometers on GOM. This happens every time because we are 45 kilometers away. So it's like, whoa, we have 7 kilometer margin. That's cutting it kind of close, isn't it? Well, it seems like every time now, I noticed this for the past 2-3 legs, is that roughly at 50%, the GOM is being quite pessimistic. But remember that I estimated that you can take the percent here and multiply by 1.3. I think that should be over 60 kilometers of range, right? And that should be fine to go 44 kilometers. So we can see how many kilometers of margin we have by the time we reach Hobby, right? We are now at Hobby. Chargers are right over there, and we have 15 kilometers on gum. Told you I did. Okay, well, 14%. All right, let's get over there. OK 28. Okay, we arrive with 14%. Let me see how many kilowatt we get. We can just go to more info here. Get the graph and everything here. 82 kilowatt, you can see it up there. 88, wow, 90. 260 amp, I wonder, no, it's not amp-based limit. Well, all good. Oh, but this is probably the coldest time of the challenge, 6 degrees Celsius. So over there you see the old ABB chargers I used to charge a long time ago. And then here, I wonder if it's supposed to be open 24/7. But last time I came here, about a week ago, then they closed around midnight, but maybe there was some kind of public holiday, I don't know. Let's go check it out. Hey, it's still taking 90 kilowatt. Wow, this is awesome. Okay, they have a not Luca, yeah. They started with this recently, I think, that from midnight, they only serve via the window. They don't allow people to go in. It's because of safety. But okay, so I noticed that we got 90 kilowatt just initially, and now we're down to 79 kilowatt. So this seems to be quite consistent curve every time. So actually, you want to go, dude, I was looking at something here, shit. But, oh man, okay. It seems like you want to go deep if you dare to go deep. Maybe 5% or 2%, or at least 5%, right? I just realized, say, when you twist the steering wheel, it locks. So it actually has the steering wheel locking, where when you twist this, okay, I'm not going to do it now because we are still charging, but okay, just like all cars from the 90s, you need to twist the steering wheel if you locked it, as long as, along with twisting here. I didn't do that because I forgot how to use all cars. So I will deduct 6 minutes that I lost at the Spectrum. It was just a noob mistake. Wait a minute, I realized something. When we are charging, not only do we not see how fast we are charging, but we cannot see what the range is. Yeah, gum, you know? Well, you can just fire up the car. No, if you start the car, you will stop the charging. Oh, shit. Okay, this time we're gonna stop at 55%. We're just double checking. We're taking 68 kilowatts. So hopefully when you go deeper on the next session, we'll get 90 kilowatt longer. Yeah, there, 55. Let me try. So if this is locked and I try to start, then it doesn't work. Of course, you have to twist and then, there. Then it stops. Yeah, okay, confirm. Noobness or agent tech confirmed. Yeah, look, this is exactly what happens every time. 55 kilometers on gum. And I'm like, I'm gonna drive 52 kilometers. Oh, that's cutting it really close. No, it's fine, it's fine. We'll probably arrive with 10 kilometer margin.